Good evening, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This Miss Yako coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yako was trying to say. Remember, I'm just an outside looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see, okay? But think this here. The name of this is called Human Plan versus Divine Direction. Proverbs 14 to 12. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Proverbs 16 and 9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Okay? These two, let me tell you something. I love the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Psalms. Those are my meditation books, okay? And these two scriptures right here is something that I always keep in mind along my journey, okay? Because I don't know about nobody else, but I'm on the mission, okay? I'm on the mission that is impossible to you is very, very possible to me. I'm on a mission to save my soul. I'm on a mission to conquer and defeat these 400 years captivity by any means necessary, okay? And one thing I keep in mind is that the Lord, the sovereign Lord of Jerusalem, the real Jerusalem, okay? He guides my path, okay? He guides my path, okay? So I'm doing this thing right. I'm doing it 150%. I'm doing this thing right, okay? And then another thing is this, like, I had to break out of my old ways of what I was taught to believe, okay? I had to come out of that, okay? Because that way would have led me to death, okay? And I don't want to see death. Maybe that's in y'all, but nah, not over here. Okay, so I had to switch it up, and I had to rearrange some things, and I had to deprogram myself and detox myself from what I was taught to believe, because I used to be brainwashed. Okay, I was deceived. Yes, I was deceived and I was brainwashed. Okay, so it took a lot. It took a lot on this journey. I'm talking about it took a lot, and I'm still going. Okay, I'm still going and I'm still learning, but I'm in the process. Okay, I'm active. Okay, a lot of people, they're not they're following the ways of their own heart. Okay, and God is not leading their direction. They're following after horses and chariots and political regimes. They following after religion. They think that this religion is going to benefit them, and at the end, unfortunately, it's going to lead to death, because God makes it clear in Proverbs 14 to 12, there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death, and that would include the religion that they following, okay? Let me just say this before I get on out of here. The other day I ran into a couple of Mormons, two different Mormons, okay? And I made a promise to myself. I said the next time that I see these Mormons, I was going to warn them to be very, very careful with these buildings, okay? Because Islam is going around persecuting people and killing people in the name of Allah, okay? So I made that my business, okay? If I was to see them, I was going to tell them that. So sure enough, I seen them the other day, and of course they tried to get me to come to their place of worship, their place of worship, and I told them that they need to be very, very careful, because it's a lot going on with this religion, and Islam is, attacking and killing off the Christians in the name of Allah. So they need to be very, very careful with that. And I also told them, I said, listen, you got to understand something with this. You need to ask yourself, when you sit into these buildings, you think these buildings is a place for you to be. But you need to ask yourself, is your religion worth dying over? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Is it worth dying over? Me personally, it's not worth dying it over, because again, religion and God is two different things. A lot of people just play religion. They don't show no obedience to God. They have none, because they don't know him and God doesn't know them. They're just practicing religion, a man-made institution created by man for the works of men. Okay, and unfortunately, Proverbs 14 and 12, it will lead them to their own demise, which is death, okay? Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. Hey, listen, man. Let God guard your way, guide your ways in your path. They say, lead not onto your own understanding, okay? Have some faith. Have some faith, even if it's this much faith. Even if it's this much. This much of faith can take you a long way. A lot of people don't want to work on themselves and they don't want to work on their faith, okay? Faith and obedience will take you a long way. Remember, it's all about gaining God's favor. Never mind man, never mind religion, because religion don't have nothing to offer anybody but death and destruction. Okay? Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. That Spica star, the brightest star, the constellation. The Virgos, the virgins, Miss Maiden, looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see. I'm out.